The welfare of vulnerable children is in jeopardy due to a lack of government funding. With National Child Protection Week on the horizon, concerns are mounting over the safety of our young ones. Child protection group Badisa is struggling to provide essential services with limited resources. Their plea for increased funding from government has gone unanswered. For more on this now, we're joined by Basie van Wyk. He is the CEO of Badisa and joins us from Cape Town. Basie, thank you so much for your time this morning. We are living in tough economic times. There's no two ways about it. The cost of living crisis is something that South Africans at various levels are experiencing, and more those who straddle that poverty line that we hear so much about. And those who suffer the most in times like these are our most vulnerable, including children, and especially child-headed households and single mothers trying to put food on the table. Give us a sense of the work that Badisa has been doing and how difficult it has become of late.
Yeah, thank you, Marcel. Thanks for allowing us the opportunity to engage on this important sort of subject. I think let me just put the problem sort of in perspective. Badisa is a faith-based organization delivering services to people in need, irrespective of race, gender, age, or religion. The problem sort of at hand is that the child protection services that we rendered as a designated child protection organization, we receive funding from that from government, but the extent of funding has decreased significantly over time. We have not received any subsidy increase for the last 4 years, and the subsidy that we do receive equates approximately per social worker to 42% of the salary of a social worker employed directly by the Department of State and Development. So we experience, as a result of that, a very high turnover rate of social workers, because the salaries that we can offer is linked directly to that subsidy. And that put that services that we render at immense sort of risk. We've engaged with government significantly since 2020. Latest is that we've written to the Premier as late as this week, pleading for assistance, pleading for further support in order for us to continue delivering this very important service.
Now, it's become very apparent in various sectors of society that government is depending more and more on civil society organizations and faith-based organizations like yourself to fill the gaps where their departments of social services and the like cannot reach. So that must make it even more frustrating, because it's not like those that you are unable to help in the communities that you serve is being helped by social services or other government entities. It must be very difficult then when you are facing an increased number of families or children seeking help and not being able to help them. What are you doing in situations like that?
Well, we of course continue to deliver services where we are the designated organization to provide the services, but it comes at immense sort of cost, and it comes at the immense stretching of our resources, it becomes just at the moment very unsustainable going forward. It's a challenge for us that we're trying to get assistance from government. And let me state, Marcel, just at the onset, we've got excellent working relationships with the Department and the problem really isn't lying with the department, but the problem is lying in the prioritization and allocation of budgets, where sufficient allocation hasn't been given to social development.
Give us a sense then of the day-to-day services that you are rendering. What are your major needs? And just give us a sense of what that grassroots experience is like for those who work for your organization. From the morning into the evening, are you also giving children places to live? Give us an idea of what you're doing.
Yeah, in terms of child protection, we render a range of services. First of all, childcare protection, coming from social work offices. We've got 32 social work offices within the Western Cape. But we've also got child and youth care centers. We've got adoption services, foster care services. So in the child care protection service, we render a range of services. The bulk of that is within the social work area, where we've delivered to close to 350,000 people, assisted close to 350,000 people in the last 12 months. So, yeah, that's the range. But and the environment is a very you deal with trauma, you deal with children that are hurt. You deal with children that comes from broken homes that really needs care and protection. And that care and protection as is in the Constitution. It's entrenched in our Constitution. And yeah, it's such an important thing because, the children are our future in this country and we dare not neglect that.
Basie, have you noticed an increase in the number of children needing your help of late, and what seem to be the influencing factors in that regard?
Yeah, we constantly see an increase, Marcel. I mean, just if you look at what's happening in our country, unemployment is increasing, and that on its own render social behaviors that result in children being under pressure. And requiring sort of organizations such as ourselves to intervene.
If people are watching right now and they want to get involved to perhaps help you just get through some time before these budget allocations and your ongoing conversations with the department can bear some kind of fruit, where can they get involved and how can they help out?
Yeah, they can get involved. They can look at our website, www.badisa.org.za. There's various opportunities, and we value all the support we get from private individuals. So it's critical that we identify suitable sort of private funders in the process.
Okay, and people can just Google Badisa and they should be able to find out how to get in contact with you as well via social media. Thank you so much for your time this morning, and we do wish you and your team everything of the best as you continue your important work. That's Basie van Wyk, the CEO of Badisa, talking to us virtually there from Cape Town.